Hello, Hello, everyone. My name is Colava Blue. Not really, but let's say it is, and move on to WrestleMania 29 review. This is actually my first review solo by myself on my own channel. I did a review for Elimination Chamber earlier this year with my good friend Swanton 007. And yeah, this is my first one solo, so hopefully you enjoy it. Anyway, let's get right into it. The first match I will talk about is the pre-show match, The Miz versus Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental Championship, which was free for everyone to view on WWE Fan Nation YouTube channel. And whereas I'll review it, it won't count the scores. It was a pretty decent match. It was decent match at least. Miz won, winning the Intercontinental Championship in a pre-show, which was different. So yeah, and he did a pretty cool move where he put the finger four leg lock on. Figure four. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I gave that a 1.5 out of 5 because it was still just average. It wasn't great. But that won't matter anyway. So let's get on to the first match of the actual pay per view. The Shield versus Randy Orton, Sheamus, and the Big Show, and I liked this match. It was alright. It was what I expected didn't actually happen. I didn't. I expected that Randy Orton might possibly turn heel, which a lot of other people did, and he didn't. Instead, Big Show decided to stay a heel instead of turning face, and I thought that was alright. It's different. I wasn't expecting it, at least. It was unpredictable, I guess. And yeah, I gave that a 3 out of 5 because the match was rather well done as well. There was some cool moments in it, and yeah, 3 out of 5. Just move on to the next match, which was Ryback versus Mark Henry, which I've given it a 1 3/4 out of 5, merely because it wasn't a very interesting match. It was basically the same thing. I really only gave it this 1.75 for the shock value of Ryback lifting him up for the shell shock and being able to lift up a 400/500, not sure how much he weighs, pound man, Mark Henry. But Mark Henry did end up winning that match. Oh, and I should mention the Shield won the previous match also. But yeah, Mark Henry won this match. Probably should have mentioned that before the Shield won. Anyway, yeah, Mark Henry won 1.75, 1 3/4 out of 5. Move on to the Tag Team Championship match. Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane versus Dolph Ziggler and Big E. And I had Dolph Ziggler and Big E to win this match, but they didn't. They lost. They lost to Team Hell No, who retained their championship, which made people think, oh, maybe Dolph Ziggler will cash in, which if you watched the pay-per-view, he didn't. Good for him. I'm glad that he didn't, just to piss off the IWC people. And that's right, I don't like the IWC people. It's not a problem with them, just like most of them are just they think they're better than they actually are, or they think they know more than what they actually do. I mean, some of them are probably nice. I don't know them all. I don't know any of them personally. Except for Oz Swanton 007, and he's just a prick. Just kidding. He's probably watching this. No, he would never watch this. Anyway, 3 out of 5 for that one. It was pretty cool. What happened? Not really much happened. It was basically just a regular tag team match. I'm not sure why I gave it a 3 out of 5, but I gave it a 3 out of 5. Let's move on to the next match. Y2J, Chris Jericho, versus Fandango. And both of these guys had pretty cool entrances this time too. Fireworks and stuff for Y2J, and cool ballroom dances for Fandango, and he still had his good old-fashioned dancer, even though someone told me that he had a new dancer from Australia, but still a new dancer, which I love his current dancer, and she's just amazing. She just looks awesome. Yeah, I gave that I gave that match a 3 out of 5. Again, because it was a decent match. It wasn't as good of a show stealer as it could have been, because Fandango and Y2J are both pretty cool wrestlers, and I reckon they could have done something a little bit better. But 3 out of 5. Fandango did end up winning, which is what I predicted. So yeah, let's move on. He'll get a good push this year. World Heavyweight Championship match. Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio. I picked Jack Swagger to win this. He didn't. He lost to Alberto Del Rio, who retained his championship. Good for him. Um, so I gave this match a 3.25 or 3.25 out of 5 because it was a pretty good match. It was back and forth for a little while, and I forget even how he won. I think he probably won with the cross arm breaker because that's how he wins most matches. And yeah, Zeb Coulter in that got a little bit involved. Not entirely sure. There was a bit of a thing, but yeah, 3.25 is pretty good for that match. And I reckon they could have done better because it's new talent, and I reckon they should maybe do some more cool stuff with them, if you know what I mean. Yeah, let's move on. This match is obviously people in the IWC are gonna be like, oh, this was the match of the night, and which to me it's the tied match of the night because it's the tie for the highest one. I gave this a 4.75 or 4.75 out of 5, so almost 5 basically. This was The Undertaker versus CM Punk, which had a pretty cool build for a while beforehand. Paul Heyman was there with Punk. This was alright. They kind of did the same thing that most streak matches do. There was one point where I was really pissed off at Paul Heyman because he got in the way of that cool jump over the top rope thing by Undertaker. So I'm not sure whether that actually happened in the match because I don't think it actually did. But it was a cool elbow under the table. There was some other cool moves from CM Punk. There's some cool stuff from Undertaker. CM Punk really made this match pretty well. Well, obviously the Undertaker makes the match because it's the streak, but CM Punk made it unique to every other streak match. Streak. It sounds weird to say streak match. Kind of sounds odd to people who aren't wrestling fans. Streak in this means like he has a 21-0 streak, so he's never lost at WrestleMania basically. Not basically, exactly. He's never. Yeah. Anyway, I gave that a 4.75. Let's move on. To Triple H Brock Lesnar in the career on the line match, where Triple H's career was on the line, and if he lost, well, he wouldn't be able to wrestle anymore. And this was a no holds barred match as well. Now I liked this match, I really did. I see a lot of other people being like, it's less than a 4. I gave it a 4.25, mainly because I was watching the match, whereas Swanton and someone else weren't. They were too busy being themselves and something, I can't remember. Yeah, so I gave that a 4.25. It was pretty cool. It was pretty back and forth. It was really awesome to see. I like the Kimura lock, all the hardcore stuff. Yeah. It was pretty cool, and I like both of the superstars. And I realized I just said pretty cool like 3 times. It was there was, I think it ended with a pedigree onto the steel steps, and at that point I thought Triple H was going to lose because, well, for reasons that wrestling fans would know of, but other people wouldn't. But I definitely thought that Triple H might have had a chance of losing there, but he didn't. He ended up winning, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. But he did win 4.25. Let's move on to the final match of the night. Just give me a sec. To the final match of the night, which was the WWE Championship match, and the match that Swanton decided to think that was a bunch of crap and decided to pretend to sleep through it, which pissed me off. Because, in case you can't tell from previous videos, I'm a big John Cena fan. I'm not going to be like, oh my god, he's the best in the world, but he's my favorite, and I hate people from the IWC and things like that just want to make fun of John Cena. But, yeah, opinion, you can have your own. I think you're stupid if you do. Nah, I'm just kidding. You can have your own opinion, of course, but don't call yourself a smark. Seriously, if you're a smark, you are stupid. John Cena is working you better than you know. Yeah, I got that from Brandon Burns. Yeah, anyway, let's move on into the actual review of that match. I gave this one a 4.75, 4 3/4, so tied with CM Punk and Undertaker. Yeah, so I gave it 4 3/4. Sorry, someone's trying to talk to me on Skype. I don't even know who the hell it is. Oh, okay, yeah. Uh, sorry. So this match was pretty awesome. It was back and forth as well. There was no hardcore stuff because it was just a match. WWE Championship on the line was pretty cool. I gotta stop saying that. The Rock, John Cena, they were battling each other with their different finishes. They were using each other's finishes on each other. Cena pulled off a couple moves that he doesn't do in normal matches, but still managed to do pretty well with just his main, like, 6 or 7 moves. I don't think there were many botches in this at all, in this match. It was worked pretty well for John Cena and The Rock, and everyone's been like, oh yeah, they worked that match perfectly, sarcasm. But they did. They worked it very well. I didn't see one botch, really, that wasn't obviously meant to be a, yeah, when they miss on purpose. Anyway, wrestling stuff. Um, anyway, so yes, 4 3/4, almost perfect for me. The ending could have been a little bit better. Swanton definitely wanted Cena to turn heel, just like everybody else in OVC. But he didn't, obviously, for business reasons. And I like John Cena, whether he's a face or a heel, because he's just awesome to me. And other people are like, oh, he's stale. But anyway, I can rant on about John Cena for a while, which I might do in another video, actually. But yeah, I like this match. Overall, this WrestleMania was pretty good. I liked it. A lot of people are saying it sucks. It does not suck. I mean, watch WrestleMania 27. That was pretty bad. This this is probably one of my favorites, definitely in the past couple of years, and probably overall was probably like in the top 8, which, yeah. Yeah, so I gave this pay-per-view overall, came to like 7.9 or something like that, so I'm gonna make it 8 out of 10. And yeah, in case you haven't watched WrestleMania 29 yet, sorry for the spoilers. Really, you guys should go and watch it. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Or if you haven't seen it, I hope you guys watch it, and I hope you do enjoy it. And that's all from me. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you like to do, as long as my name's Palava Blue, and I'll see you next time. See you next time. See you next